Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, the big question out there for every cruiser now going forward is not only when will test cruises start, but when they do start for passengers, do we need a vaccine? Well, one cruise line has come out and said, yep, yes you will. So that's right. Now, this is a very small cruise line. 2 ships. Spirit of Discovery, Spirit of Adventure, Saga Cruise Line. They are a cruise line that caters to a more affluent clientele, shall we say. Their cruises are not cheap. They're all inclusive. You have to be 50 years old to even get on their ship. You have to have lived more than half your life in most cases, right? In order to be a client on their ship. However, there is a subject to that. You can get on the ship if you are 40 or over, provided you're traveling with somebody that's 50 years of age or older. So, if you're 70 years old, 60, 70 years old, you can bring your daughter or son who's 40 years old. So you can do that. But like I said, it's a very higher end cruise line. You're not going to see those big splash 60% off sales that you see on other cruise lines. You're not going to see a lot of big family adventures because it's not a family cruise line. And they've come out and said that passengers going forward from now on are going to require vaccinations to be on their cruise ship. This, in a way, when you stop and think that from now on, you have to be 50 years old to get on there. Let's look at the actual vaccine and the virus. Those people are the most vulnerable. 50 years old and up are the people who get the sickest if they happen to get it. Those people are passing away more often than somebody who's 20 and 25. So it kind of does make sense for them to issue this, basically law that you have to have a vaccine to get on their ships from now on. Now, a cruise line like Disney that caters to children and young families, a Carnival who deals with a lot of college students and quick getaways for families, does it make sense for them? That's the question that everyone's asking. And I'll tell you right now, the cruise lines do not want to have to implement, you need a vaccine to get on the ship. They don't want to implement, you have to have a test to get on the ship. They would prefer to just let everybody do what they want to do on a cruise ship. But it doesn't look like it's ever going to be up to the cruise lines what they do. In all reality, most likely, it's going to be government. Government is going to decide whether or not you're going to need a vaccine to get on the cruise ship. If the government doesn't mandate it, chances are the cruise lines aren't going to mandate it. But you can certainly see in the restart for the cruise lines, as vaccines get more and more rolled out, that the CDC might go, you know what, we got 35% of the population vaccinated now. You're going to start off with 25 to 30% full ships, maybe 50% ships, only a few ships. I think that's a big enough clientele for you to restart your cruise lines. You need them to have a vaccination. You can really see that happening in the future. The one strange thing to me about the the Saga cruise line is that they don't require their employees to get vaccinated. I honestly think that's probably a bad legal move on my part. Because they say, we think that our protocols are stringent enough, for our employees that we'll keep the virus off and everything like that. So let's play out this scenario. What happens if you go on a cruise, one of your employees gets the virus and spreads it to 2 passengers? Even though they've been vaccinated, it's not 100% guarantee you won't get it. So they give it to a passenger. If that person immune system is, not great because, they got 95%, but they still catch the virus and it affects them really hard and they get super sick and pass away. Is that not a lawsuit in the making? By saying that had you had your crew vaccinated, like you're requiring the passengers to be vaccinated, this would never have happened. And you are liable for damages. I could really see a lawyer making that case and making that case pretty hard. So you see what I mean? Like, I think it's a dangerous thing to do. Why not just vaccinate your crew? I don't see the reasoning there. I really don't. Are you afraid you're gonna lose 50% of your crew because they don't want to get vaccinated? Maybe. But in all honesty, I think as a company, if you're going to require passengers to have it, you should be requiring your own crew to have it as well. It just kind of makes sense. It's not a bubble if you do half measures. We've learned half measures don't work in any situation. And I foresee a problem down the road. Hope it doesn't happen. But there we go with that. And again, as far as the large cruise lines are concerned, they don't want nothing to do with those rules. But they will implement them if they have to get the cruising started. If the CDC says, you know what else can you do to protect people? I said, what if we only sell to people who have the vaccine? And the CDC says, okay, that's a good one. We'll you do that and we'll let you sail. They're going to do it instantly because they want to start sailing sometime. So it's really not up to the cruise lines. It really isn't. It is up to government. And that we're all still waiting to see. Let's wait with our fingers crossed and see what the situation is over the next, I'd say, 30 days and see what's new to be announced as more cruises are bound to be canceled this week probably. And definitely more cruises canceled in February. I'm tired of saying cruises canceled. I just want to come on and say, we're sailing, everybody. We're sailing finally. But unfortunately, that's just not the situation. Even though numbers have stabilized, the holidays are over. Numbers are going to stabilize. Just makes sense. Nobody's getting together for Christmas dinner and New Year's. Of course, the numbers were going to spike in the holidays. And now it's going to start going down. Surprise, surprise. Rocket scientists couldn't figure this out. Well, so there you go. At least one cruise line says, yes, you're going to need a vaccine. Of course, their crew members don't. But as far as the other cruise lines are concerned, they want nothing to do with it if they don't have to. They really don't. They don't want to limit the amount of people going back to cruising. Cruising is already, people are already saying, I don't know if I'd go on a cruise yet. I'll wait. They don't want to add another restriction in there that will cause more people to turn away from cruising. It's not a good thing for your company. It's not a good economic thing to do. It's not a good decision if you lose 35% of your potential clientele when you're starting to restart. So, no, they don't want nothing to do with it, but we'll have to wait and see what they're told they have to do. Well, I hope you appreciate this update. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.